Hey everyone, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful pop-up box card. I haven't made a box card or pop-up style for such a long time. So I made this one during a Facebook Live. It all folds flat. This one will probably go into a 6x8 size envelope. And I've got box envelopes on the channel. So if you do want to have it 8 inches high, then you can do, but it's easy. I'll show you in a moment. You just lay your ruler down from the base and then don't go any higher than 6 inches, and then it will fit into a 6x6 box envelope. But it's a lovely style. You've got space on the back to write your message. I wasn't going to do a tutorial for this one because I've got lots of box tutorials on the channel and I'll share the playlist, but I've decided to make another one and I'm going to do some different coloured flowers this time. So let's get started. So I'm using the flowers from the Papercraft Society kit, box 41. This was designed by Chloe from Chloe's Creative Cards. And inside, I'll just quickly show you for anybody that's not got this one. But you've got your stamps and dies, but the stamps are beautiful. And that's the real focus really of this card. You've got these lovely silver little like wooden embellishments. You've got other dies there as well. But I've gone ahead and just coloured I die cut a load of the flowers just in white card. And then I just inked them in like the pink tones, more like the corally red there, and then the turquoise. And I'll show you the ink colours I used in a moment. So I've just done a variety of the sizes there, and then the tiny ones as well. And then you get the leaves as well in the die set. So I just cut them and I've inked those up. And these are just some of the swirls that I took from all those embellishments on those sheets that are in the kit as well. So I'm going to use those in the card. So the colours I used to create the leaves, I used Rustic Wilderness and Mowed Lawn. These are all distressed Oxide colours. To make these flowers here, I used Peacock Feathers and Salvaged Patina. For the pink one there, oh no, sorry, yeah. For the more purpley one, sorry, I used Kitsch Flamingo and Seedless Preserves. And then for the red tones there, I used the Worn Lipstick with Festive Berries. So I know some of you do like to see the colours that I've used. So it's a really simple style box card because it's deconstructed. So you just want lots of strips of cardstock. So I'll just give you the measurements for those. So you want to, if you want to have an area on the back to write your message, like a more larger area, then you want to cut yourself a piece of 4 by 2 3/4. I just stuck just more of the slats on the back there. And then I could just stick maybe that over the top if I wanted to. But at the moment, I'm just going to keep that one displayed in my craft room. So for the corners of the box card, you want 4 pieces of 1 by 3. Along the 1 inch side, you just want to score at 1/2 inch. So these are going to be, like I said, the corners. So just right down through the middle. I've then cut myself 4 strips of 1/2 inch by 4. But if you want to have them on the back as well, then you'll want 8 that length. And then you want 8 pieces that are 1/2 by 2, and they're for the sides. Okay. I've cut myself a load of acetate strips, which are all 1/2 inch, and then just a variety of lengths. I think the longest is 4 inches, and then they're all a little bit shorter. And then the sentiment is from that stamp set in the kit as well. It just says, hope lots of lovely surprises are coming your way to make your birthday a lovely day. I've also got little Colin the Caterpillar here, which is from my Twist and Pop die set. It's an old set, but he looks so cute, just added onto the cards. And some of you might not have spotted him, but he's just there. I've got the butterflies from my own stash, and I'm going to add another one to this one when we get to that part. So that's all of the cardstock and the scoring that you need to do. So just fold and burnish these ones that you just scored. Okay, and then take 2 of them. If you've got lines or a grid on your mat, then you'll find that handy for sticking these pieces in. So you want to add some glue just to the end, and you're going to sit it along the bottom and just make sure it's nice and straight. So I'm just making sure I've got a nice right angle so it's running nice and parallel with all the lines. And then take another of the long ones, put some glue on the back. And then I've been leaving about a 1/4 inch gap in between each of my slats. You may want to have a bigger gap, a smaller gap. It's entirely up to you. And then again, take the next one. This is 300 GSM smooth cardstock that I'm using. And then that last one. And then by leaving that like 1/4 inch gap, it leaves a 1/4 inch at the top. I just thought that looked a little bit more crate-like. Okay. I'm then going to just add a little glue on the ends here, and then just sit it over this one. So right up to the fold. Make sure that bottom one's nice and flush with the bottom. Again, all nice and straight. All looks good there. And just fold that over. Okay, so you should now be able to stand it up by itself. Then you're going to take 4 of the smaller ones. Just open up one of the sides here and just add glue. And then you're just lining these up with these ones that you've already stuck down. And again, just make sure everything's nice and straight. And then do the same on the other side. Okay, and then you're going to take the other 2 hinges here, and they're going to stick at the ends. So I'm just going to flip this one over, add my glue, and make sure the bottom's nice and lined up. And then again on this side. Okay, so before we stick the back down, you actually want these 2 strips as well. These are 5 by half. Along the 5-inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 and 4 1/2. So again, 1/2 and 4 1/2. And then just fold the ends. So this is the front, and then the back will have this piece attached to it. But I want to stick these in first, and it's easier to stick these in whilst it's open like this. You might just want to snip just a little bit off of the ends there, just so they definitely hide behind the slats. And then I'm going to stick this one. I just stick it down first, and then I'll hold it up so you can see exactly how it looks. It's just in line with the side of this piece here and behind that first slat. You might want to stick it down to the second one. It's up to you. Okay. And then take this one here. Again, I'm just going to snip off the sides there. You might want to have 3 of these pieces as well, but I just used 2 on the card that I showed at the start. So again, add your glue, and now this one I'm going to stick right next to the end of the first one. If you just lay it all down flat, you can just make sure that it's nice and straight. The idea is that they hide behind the slats. So from the side there, you can't see them. So now, if I hold that up, can you see how I've stuck each one? So you've got the first one here, and then this one's just folded behind, but you've got room there to pop another one in if you wanted to. Now, if you just fold them all out this way, so they sit over the top of each other, you should be able to see both the tabs. So you can add glue now to both those tabs, and they're not going to stick together. And then just fold that whole side over. You might just have to guide it behind there. This is a much easier way to pop these strips in than when it's all together. And then if I just bring that back into its 3D shape, you can see now we've got those 2 strips there to start adding the flowers to. And then I'm just going to take, am I going to stick it? Yeah, just going to pop my glue just along the sides there, and then just stick that one behind. Make sure it's nice and flush again with the bottom. And then if you just lay it all flat, you can then just stick that one over the top. Okay, now when you bring it up, so you've got all that space on the back to write your message. But from the front, you've got that crate style. So now we can start adding all the flowers. So I find it best to add the strips to the flowers first, and then you can just cut the strips to the length you want. So like I said, I've just cut a ton of them there, and I'm just going to use some of my red tape just at one of the ends, just a little bit. And then just stick it behind your flower. You want a construction weight acetate. You can see that holds itself up really nicely. That's what you want. You want it to kind of move around. I always say these are nice, that if the wind catches them, or when you walk past and they all kind of move, I think it's really cool. So don't worry if it falls back like that, because that's not how it's going to be displayed. You want to make sure that when you hold it upright with what you've got on it, that it doesn't. If it bends over like this, then it's not a construction weight acetate. I'm going to show you how to stick the first flower down, and I'm just going to repeat what I've just shown you there with all the others. So depending on the size that you know, the envelope you want to use, like I said, if you want to get this in a 6-inch envelope, then just, I've got the 6-inch marker with the bottom there. So I would trim off a good chunk of that acetate, but I'd stick this flower right in so it's just lining up with the ruler there. But I'm going to do this so it's 8 inches, so this will go in a 6x8 box, and you can see now I've just got so much more room to attach this. So I'm just going to add a little tape to the bottom there. So this one's going to go on the back there, so I reckon about there. There we go. That looks good to me. I'm going to kind of follow the layout of this one here. I really like, you know, you can see once you've stuck the back one down, you don't need your ruler anymore now, because you just want to make sure that all of them are either the same height or slightly lower than that one. So I'm going to use this one here, and I'm going to stick it in like there. So you can still see a bit of it, but it's just slightly lower than this one here, like so. So just repeat that until you've filled it up, and I've stuck some onto the actual crate here. This orange flower in here is actually stuck onto that slat there, so they're not all attached with the acetate. Some of them you can stick, you know, together. The butterfly, oh no, that is on a strip of acetate. So yeah, have a little play around with it. So I'm going to get it all stuck down, and then I'll show you it when it's all finished. So there's the finished card. I've decided not to add the sparkly swirls or the butterflies to this one. I think it looks lovely as it is. But again, you can see on that one how it looks with all those extras. Such a pretty card. It stands up really nicely. And like I said, it's got that movement. You want it to kind of move around. I think that's part of the charm. So thank you as always for watching today. I will link all of the products that I've used to make this card in the description box below. I'll have some other pop-up box cards as well coming up now. You might want to watch those next, and I would have shared the playlist in the video at some point as well. If you've liked this card, then give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing and hit the notification bell, and that way you won't miss out on any future videos. See you all again soon. Bye.